Hello my lovelies, and you join me in the rear seat of a Ford Mondeo estate in the correct colour, and we're on the first part of today's acquisition adventure, and we are heading through Chesterfield town centre on our way to the railway station. Great. Here we are then, Chesterfield station. That was my taxi, a very nice chap. And I've got about 15 or 20 minutes before my train's going. Before my train is due. So, job number one, have a fag. Then grab my tickets and make my way over to platform 2, which I believe is known as the down platform. Always seems a bit freaky, this, the idea that you're actually going underneath the railway. I mean, you're kind of worried that it might fall on you a bit. Right, here we go. It's a big bugger, isn't it? Massive great sod of a thing. Well, it's two great sod of things joined together. What engines do these things have in them? Off he goes. Oh, first class, posh. Oh, it's going to Edinburgh. Gosh, that's a long way away, isn't it? Oh, properly raining now. I forgot my bloody crisps, didn't I? How annoying. Oh, helicopter. Yeah, I forgot my damn crisps. That chap there is beautifully turned out. Here we go. Those wipers are a bit bloody spindly. Look at that. Porsche. Right, I'm A15, so which one's A? Oh, that one's C. Oh, that's D, so right, I'm up the front. Same pancreas. And a much needed cigarette. Right, let's see if I can find my way around this underground malarkey. Just committed a terrible faux pas. Apparently one is supposed to stand on the right of the escalators. Now, Victoria line, a nice lady has just got me and told me to take the Victoria line. Victoria line to, well, yeah, Oxford Circus. Right, here we go. Okay, so I am at Oxford Circus. And I need the Waterloo line heading southbound. There's something extraordinary about it. responsible adult amongst this lot. Bloody hell. Well, I've just spent a very pleasant hour or so with the good Mr. Lloyd, and I'm now at this very pleasant wooded Sainsbury's car park where I'm currently having a cigarette, and I will shortly be putting some fuel in Sir Richard Morris. Meet Sir Richard Morris, my new car. You might recognise it. Headlamp washers. Right. Time to shove some go-go in. Now, Joseph has been running this on E10. We are not going to do that. We are going to run it on good old E5. Oh yes. Okay, here we go. Oh, that reflection looked good then.
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Rocky Link towards Basingstoke. At the next lights, continue straight on.
Here we are, just heads up then, on the motorway, straight into a 50 mile an hour average speed check. Let's try the cruise control, shall we? Press that, thing comes on the dash, and then steering wheel control. We have cruise control. I'm very happy about that. Now this is basically going to be like 98% of the journey that I did going home in Wetleg.
Use the left two lanes to take exit 9 onto A34.
Back in January, I think it was. But of course, that was all done in the dark. We've got a bit of daylight to play with here, so that's good.
It's the Midlands.
Gosh, I actually remember this roundabout in Wetleg. Gosh, now, I well remember this stretch of road in Wetleg and how I was being crashed about all over the place. It's not that dissimilar in this car actually. Not quite to the same degree, but the car is a little louder and harsher than you might expect. Now, that's partly because you're sitting on 16-inch alloys and fairly low profile tyres, but also this did not have the normal suspension setup of the 45 at the time. The additional weight of the KV6 engine meant that they used a stiffened suspension that they actually went on to use across the range in the facelift models. Welcome to the longest overtaking manoeuvre in known history. This overtake has currently been going on for about 37 minutes, and it shows no sign of coming to an end anytime soon. Oh, hang on, the truck on the left is braking. Has he finally had enough? Well, hallelujah and praise the Lord. Continuing to make steady progress. It's quite a relaxed car. It's not a waftmobile. It's not the full waftmobile. It's not a 75, but it's not unpleasant by any means. God, it's like being behind Derek. There is something I've missed with your car, sir. Right, live stream done. Time to get home. Now we have a slight problem in that the fuel has, or the fuel gauge has suddenly dived to 0. So, is the gauge just playing silly buggers? Have we got a massive fuel leak and all the fuel has just dumped itself on the floor? Not sure, to be honest. So, I mean, there was like a quarter of a tank in, something like that. I'm tempted to shove a bit in now just to be absolutely certain that we're okay. Where is the fuel? Oh, it's up here then. I dread to think how much the fuel is here. Why has that gauge suddenly done that? Jesus Christ. $173. Okay, now. They should be wearing a mask and a striped jumper. I'm going to have to do it because the gauge is on sod all. This is going to be painful. Right, shoved in another 8 or 9 litres. And the gauge hasn't moved, so as usual when a car changes owner, something goes awry. Hopefully that gauge will come back into life at some point. Right, now where the hell am I going? A43 Northampton, that's what I want, isn't it? Again, I remember this from coming with Wetleg. The fuel gauge has sprung back into life. Jolly good. I'd like a little bit more fuel than that to be showing though, please. Fuel gauge, if you'd be so kind. Gosh, kicks down very easily, very readily. I am very happy with this car. It's very... Oh, that's much better fuel gauge. Thank you. Thank you very much. Feel much better now. It's about... Oh, it must be about 10 past 9 now. 9:15, something like that. And I'm 90 miles and 2 hours away from home. So, that's not too bad. And... I'm feeling great actually, not feeling too tired or anything like that, feeling great, loving the car. Right, I'll bring you back when we hit the M1. We've been joined by the rain. Fortunately, man of impeccable taste that he is, Joseph has fitted the car with Bosch original style wiper blades, which as you can see are most excellent. Okay, this is fairly horrid now, I'd say. Okay, this really is very unpleasant indeed at the moment. And it's definitely going to hinder our progress. It's going to hinder our progress. Because, these are not conditions in which to press on. Especially not in a car that you cared about. These are conditions to think safety first and back off. Okay, we are now joining the M1. Right, so now we're on the M1, it's just the long old slog all the way up to junction 29. So I'm going to go and listen to some music thanks to the exceptionally good onboard gramophone, and I'll bring you back later on. Right, my lovelies, we are coming to the M1 M6 split, so we're making progress, but there's still a fair old way to go yet. Mind you, we're not on the south coast anymore. I've got the cruise control set to an indicated 70, so it's probably going to be somewhere about the 65 mark, I suppose. And as often happens with a car, it takes only that little bit of familiarity for you to really appreciate the car for all of its good bits. And I'm falling very heavily for this car. Now, I know you've heard me say that about the others, but it's always been true. This car is distinct from any of the others on the fleet. It really is. It doesn't drive like a 75 V6 or a ZT. It's a 45, and it retains the 45's sportier stance. More, how can you describe the ride? It's less floaty and it's more involved, I suppose. You know, it's a car that you feel with your bottom, whereas on a 75 you feel that sense of removal. Not so much with the ZT, of course, because that's got a sportier suspension setup. It was seriously dangerous. That was a brown trouser moment. There was absolutely zero warning that this motorway was suddenly going to be coned down to one lane. Zero warning. And how that wasn't a crash is beyond me. The chap in front of me slammed on his brakes, presumably because the traffic in front was coming to an unanticipated halt, and obviously didn't think he was going to stop in time, so threw it left into where I was. So I've had to slam on the anchors and I've had to throw left, and oh dear me, it was all a bit chaotic. Thank goodness we got out of that one unscathed. What a ridiculous thing. When it was coned down a few miles back, down to 2 lanes, there was about 3 miles worth of warning, and everybody just in a very organised fashion moved over. But for this, zero warning, just suddenly a very abrupt bump, wallop, 4 lanes into 1, or 3 lanes, can't remember what it was. That was a bit of a bloody bum twitcher. Didn't enjoy that at all. And there was me sitting with the cruise control on. Well, let's be aware in case there's a repeat of that a little further up the road. Here we go again, but at least got some warning this time. Bloody hell, not another one, surely. What's going on? Yep, here we go again. Nice Jag in front of us. M plate, so that's 94, 95, so that'll still be an X300, won't it? Won't have moved on to the 308 at that point. I don't think so anyway. Not again, surely to Christ. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolutely fucking crazy. for fuck's sake. Royal Mail's going for a long one. This really has been a bit silly, hasn't it? I mean, how many sections is that now? God, I'm glad I don't live on motorways in the way that I used to. Oh, dear me. So let's observe what's happening in this large coned off area. Fuck all. Then there's some more fuck all going on here. Oh, they're hard at doing fuck all here. Oh, and then a lovely long section of absolutely sweet Fanny Adams going on. Splendid. Fuck all going on here. Nice big section of fuck all here. Very, genuinely very impressive, the amount of absolutely sweet sod all is being done. Takes a lot of effort to do as little as this. You are absolutely fucking kidding. You have got to be kidding. This is absolutely fucking insane. In fucking sane. One of the busiest motorways in the country. And they're coning it down every couple of miles for no reason whatsoever that I can discern. Workforce in road, my arse. Here we go again then. Let's see what they're doing. Fuck all. Fuck all. Still fuck all. Oh, that's surprising. They're doing fuck all. This section of motorway holds particular memories for me. When I was first courting Boo lived in Leicester, and it was kind of one of the happiest times of my life. but at times also one of the saddest. Now when I started, I don't know, talking to Boo, whatever, I was working all the hours that God sent at Sainsbury's, delivering groceries, driving one of the vans, you know. I was working highly illegal hours. I was doing 90, 100-hour weeks. And chatting with Boo, and we eventually went on our first date and our second date, and we started courting. And of course I was up and down this motorway regularly on my day off, and then of course I had my accident, and one of the cars that I had at the time was an automatic Jaguar S-Type 2.5 litre, and it was my left leg that was most badly damaged. So after the initial period, there was a long period where I wasn't able to work, but I could drive, and that allowed our relationship to really blossom. I was off work, but you know, being paid, and I used to go down to Leicester a lot and bring Boo back up to spend time with me, and yeah, spent a lot of happy times up and down this motorway, until of course the tragedy with Dad. And that was obviously a very terribly traumatic time, but fortunately I had Boo, and that she helped me get through it, bless her. And then there was the excitement of starting a new life together in Matlock, Bath, in a beautiful cottage that came courtesy of Sainsbury's, who decided that rather than have the effort of working around my contract and my long-term injuries, decided it would be easier to sack me. And I'll always be incredibly grateful for that, because of course I sued them on 3 different counts, and they fought it right up until the 11th hour, and then literally the day before the 3-day tribunal they settled, and yeah, that's what enabled Boo and I to comfortably start our new life in Matlock, Bath, and that was also an incredibly happy time, right up until it wasn't, and I left. So here we go, the merge with the 42, not the M42 at this point, it's the A42, and that means that we're really on the homeward stretch now. There's from memory there are about 30 miles to go from here, but it becomes normally an easier drive. The motorway is lit, we get an extra lane, so yeah, it should be a little more pleasant from here on in. I'm going to go and listen to some more music, and I'll bring you back at the other end of this stretch. You won't believe this. Fucking hell. And yet again, absolutely fuck all going on. Not a workforce to be seen. acres and acres and acres of nothing. There you go. All that for one truck that was doing nothing. Fabulous. Well done, Britain. Right, I'm actually beyond fucking words now. They're taking it down to one fucking lane. And you can guarantee that it'll be for no reason whatso fucking ever. Bollocks, I'm not doing it. I'm not sitting there like a good boy. Fuck it. Look at the length of this poxy queue. We should fucking protest this. Just move the fucking cones and drive up the road where fuck all is happening. This is ridiculous. There'd better be something going on. To take a major motorway down to one lane from 4, it's insanity. God. In traffic officers tearing up the outside, followed by everybody else. I don't blame them now. I mean, all I've got to do is get home, and I haven't got to get up in the morning. What about the poor bastards who are actually working? Trying to do it. Oh, my fuel gauge has just done that weird thing again. It's gone from like a quarter of a tank down to absolutely nothing. And there's sod all I can do about that at the moment. I can't be out of fuel. I've put like 50 quid in. Big boy coming up on the right. Dear me. Thank goodness that person behind me was being kind. Right, so let's see what's going on, shall we, in these 3 lanes that have been coned off. Yeah, my fuel gauge has suddenly decided to show absolutely 0. It's obviously a quirk where it just, you know, plummets like that, but It's disconcerting to look down and see the needle wrapped around the bottom of the gauge. Even if your logical mind tells you that you've got fuel in the tank. Oh, back up to a quarter of a tank again. That's nice. Oh God, what now? Incident, slow down. And now we get the all clear, having not seen any incident or any reason for the reduced speed and presumably reduced speed triggered speed cameras. Bastards. Here we go, my loves. Finally we get off this wretched motorway. It has been wretched today. I mean, other than that, the journey has been fabulous. Alright, we got all of that rain, which wasn't pleasant, but you know, road and traffic wise, lovely. And then we hit the M1. Right, let's get some V6 sound, shall we? Banging sport. That's not flat out, by the way. Oh, that's nice. Back into normal drive. Yeah, that's really quite pleasant, actually. Not all that much to hear, but yeah. Old Dicky Dido here, he does get a shuffle on for an old boy. Here we go, my lovelies, Hornsbridge Island, which strikes fear into the heart of those who don't know its ins and outs. This Romanian chap seems to know where it's going though. As indeed do I. Here we go. Chance to be a hooligan. Sports mode engaged. I'll tell you what. Don't know if it's the tyres or... Oh, here we go. Oh. Oh, I say. One thing I have noticed, this car tramlines with a vengeance. Right, my lovelies, we are out of town and we just need to climb up the hill and we're home. Don't know what time it is. Hopefully early enough that we can do a live stream. De-risk it. Oh! Oh, you know what? It feels very unnecessary in this car. Very unnecessary. It should just acquire speed through a few revs and a bit of torque and not be silly, really. The gearbox is actually very sensitive to kickdown, much more sensitive than usual, and of course it's a 5-speed unit, so there really is no need to be silly. Gosh, it really is whisper quiet. Oh yeah, reversing sensors, forgot about those. Here we are then. Need to sort the clock on that stereo. Handbrake on. Gosh, it's 11:30. I'll squeeze in a half-hour live. Okay, thank you for watching this bit, and Sir Richard Morris, welcome home. Good night, my loves.